Well, folks, I'm going fishing with some friends that you've seen before, Captain William Wise and his son Jake, and we're gonna go out and see if we can't get into some snook and redfish, something a little bit different. We're gonna be testing out some new slacker jigs with smaller hooks, see what we can do. But anyway, we're gonna go out there, see if we can get into these redfish and snook. He says he's on them. We'll see. You guys know how he's a good captain. I give him crap all the time, but if you're not giving each other crap when you're on the boat, it doesn't make it any fun.
Oh, that's not
you suck. You suck. Jake, say hi. Are you gonna catch fish today?
I hope so. Last couple trips I've been slack.
Dude, he's struggling. He's in a slump. He needs a slump buster. Catch it. Go ahead, slump buster, dude. Go ahead and catch a stingray or catfish just to get something on the deck. So, how many captains are going to be where we're going?
I peeked earlier, man. There was not a single boat, but now there's definitely gonna be one.
You're one. Tell your son to quit following us.
Yeah, right.
Now, you guys have heard me talk about this in the past. When you're looking at a shoreline, especially a mangrove shoreline, the one thing that I really like to look for is birds in the trees, especially if there's a lot of poop. Then that tells me that they've been sitting there for a while. That poop drops down into the water, and then what it does is it brings the bait fish and other things to that area to feed on the poop, and what brings the fish into that is the bait fish. So it's all a vicious cycle. So seeing birds in the trees, that is a key for me, knowing that, okay, there's definitely some kind of bait around, because the birds are feeding on the bait, they're pooping in the water, the bait's eating the poop, and then the fish are going to be there. So hopefully Captain Shannon follows what I'm talking about, and we catch some fish.
You know another thing I like to look for, Todd, honestly? Bobbers. I look for bobbers in trees. If I see 3 or 4 bobbers hanging on one shoreline, I'm like, hey man,
there's
Problem is now most of them are my bobbers.
Yeah. So but I've talked about this in the past, especially on the Friday fishing forecast, because we don't do a lot of fishing like this anymore. So when I'm looking at a shoreline, I'm always looking for the birds in the trees, because that is a good indication that there's going to be bait fish around and there's going to be fish around.
Look at Todd. He can still fish inshore. That's a big red. Yeah, it is. That's a big red. It's been so long since Todd's fished inshore, man. Did you hear when that fish hit it? He went, ooh. Like somebody poked him. Oh, that's a good one, dude.
Yeah.
That's a good one, dude.
Yeah.
Picture him for my post, Jake.
All right, folks. That's a nice overslot red right there. I know you're not used to seeing me catch these fish, but I'm having to show the boys how it's done.
Hey,
you know,
man.
You notice I'm on the water one time a week. How many times a week do y'all fish?
A couple. A few.
Just kidding. But Captain Shannon and his son Jake brought us back here, got us on the reds, caught this on a stewie, or not a stewie, but a slacker with a small hook. We're trying something a little different today, and caught him on a piece of cut pinfish. Let's let them go. Ow.
Yeah, that's been the deal, man. Those slackers for inshore.
Yeah. Gone.
Look at Todd catching redfish.
Hey.
Proud
I still
of you.
got it.
Yeah, right? I was wondering about you.
As I said before, folks, birds in the trees. There's a bird right there. But, and I talk about all the time, I talk about doing different things when you have multiple people on the boat. You want to try to have different setups. Like I'm using the slacker jig, 1/8 ounce, or sorry, 3/32 ounce with the smaller hook with cut bait. And I was the first one to get a fish. So we don't know if cut bait is a thing or it just got lucky and put it right in front of his face. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna try another piece of cut bait and we'll go from there. No, he's on it.
No. Todd, how do you catch
A 30-inch redfish.
a 30-inch red under the bush? I throw under the same bush because I stole your spot.
Yes, you did.
And I catch a 20-inch snook. Actually, man, I'm okay
What's
with
in
that.
the corner of his mouth?
I'm okay with that because I'm glad to see that some of them thawed out.
Yeah.
Stewie in the corner, or not Stewie, slacker.
Slacker.
Sweet. Yeah, man, that's all right.
So folks, as you're seeing, we are usually using the slacker jigs, and a bunch of my inshore captain buddies were telling me that they've been using them to keep these bait fish in the mangroves instead of the bait fish swimming out, because what happens is when you throw a bait fish up into the mangroves and they see that fish, they're going to turn around and try to escape. So the slacker jig actually helps those bait fish stay up into the bushes, and it's a great size to be able to throw up there with like a 3/32 or a 1/8, and it's not so heavy that it's going to bog them down. But if you're using cut bait, it also allows you to have a little bit of weight on there to be able to get it into the trees.
Another reason that I've started using these is because I'm really big. I mean, I've always used weights in the bushes, split shots or whatever, just to keep the bait from swimming out. But one of the biggest things, the biggest problems I have when I'm pitching bushes for redfish with the split shot on there is either that circle hook's double hooking the bait and I'm missing the fish, or the fish is down there spinning around and he's wrapping up with that split shot.
So
And
what did you just do to that pinfish?
so basically the same rig I use when I've been using split shots. I hook him right above his anal fin right there, and I take that tail off. And what that does is that fish sits on the bottom on that slacker jig, and he just kind of lays there and he just flashes. You know, the water's cold, the fish aren't wanting to move real fast and chase a lot of free line baits. And if you get him up in the bushes, it's going to keep him, especially with his tail cut off, it's going to keep him from swimming out. And that's where you're going to get your bites right now. There he is. Snook. That's a snook. Snook, but on the dead bait again.
Yep, on the dead thready. He's pretty lethargic, I can tell you that.
It's a little bit better fish.
Oh, the slacker. Folks, there's a little thing we do called chumming with live bait. And as you see how Shannon is demonstrating using a plastic wiffle ball bat, you be able to distribute the chum a lot easier. And it doesn't risk you getting punctured by a bait fish and having issues with, what's that disease called?
What is that called, dude?
I can't remember, but it could kill you.
Fasciitis.
Yeah, something.
It's nasty.
It's nasty stuff. So that's a great way, is to take the bait fish and just dump them right into that bat and chum them out like that, and it could start getting the feeding frenzy going. Typically when I pull up to a spot when I'm fishing inshore, or when I used to fish inshore, I typically would wait to chum, because a lot of times the bigger fish in the group is going to eat first. So I would wait to chum, and then if something wasn't going, then I would chum just to see if we can get something going. And then it allows you to see if there's fish there also.
Ooh. Let me see.
Look at that.
When you see those scratches like that, and he doesn't have a scale on him, and you see those cuts, that's a redfish had him in his mouth.
The hook was out of him too.
Yeah, the hook didn't double hook. It almost looks like he didn't have it all the way down.
Yeah.
Like he had it to the hook.
Man.
He might eat again.
Nasty looking.
I'm up two to well, Shannon's caught a fish.
William.
Jake's caught William, whatever the heck his name is. I call him Shannon, but I'm about to catch another one.
Yeah, I was thinking.
All I need is my trout. Can you put me on a trout?
Yeah, man, we can find a trout. We should do that just to do it, Todd. When's the last time you caught a?
Oh my God, I can't tell you. It's been at least 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
At least.
We didn't get a picture of his snook either, dude. How am I going to prove to people that Todd was actually on
I've got it on video.
Okay.
It's on video.
All right, man.
This pinfish is freaking out. See, we're trying different baits. I just caught that snook, but I used a cut thread fin, and I wanted to change it up a little bit just to see if we could do something different and catch something on that different bait, and we did. Now I've got a live pinfish on there. I didn't cut the tail or anything. I'm letting him kind of swim, do his thing. See what happens. They don't seem to want the live bait though. Jake had a fish on, which I'll show the dismal result of that, but he had the cut tail on the pinfish. See, and I talk about mullet, and there's mullet jumping back here. There's birds in the trees, there's mullet. That's exactly what we're looking for. If it wasn't for me, this trip would suck.
Yeah, it would, man. It would. I'll give you that.
Remember what when I was walking up to the boat this morning, I was telling people that if you can't crack on each other, then there's no need to go fishing with each other.
Man, I mean, that's the whole point of it. Is if you can't take a joke and you don't have thick skin out here, you probably need to find something else to do, because it's nothing but. I mean, even the other captains in the area, man. I mean, I come back and I've got bait fish under my windshield wipers, and you know, I mean, it's nonstop, man. But this is our work environment, and just like yours, Todd. I mean, this is your work environment, and
Kind of.
make the best of it.
Kind of.
And you know, I've known you for almost half my life, Todd.
Really?
Can you imagine that?
Wow, that's
true. You know
true.
how old that makes you?
I'm old.
Old, brother.
Yeah.
But
well, Jake already said I had old man farts, so I mean,
they just creep up and surprise you.
See, that's what they do a little bit differently. They don't hold their rods. They watch the lines actually, and me personally, I gotta feel that thump, man. I gotta feel it.
We just get so used to doing this with our clients. I mean, it's the easiest way, you know what I mean, to throw the rods up under the bushes and tell them just watch the lines. Because if I've got a rod in my hand, dude, it's not gonna lay up there for 10 seconds. I'm pulling it out. I can't stand
Yeah.
it. I mean, and I don't blame my clients, because that's the same thing they do, and
Right.
I'm trying to tell them not to, but I do the exact same thing. When you have a rod in your hands, you want to reel it. I mean, you want to be moving something.
Yeah.
So. That's the right kind.
Yep.
That's the right kind. Oh, stop, buddy. Under the birds, Todd.
Yep.
Right under the birds. Oh, yeah. Dig, 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 dig. Just woke up, man.
Because he saw your ugly mug.
Probably. I smiled at him. They don't stop though, man. I think they get These fish get stronger in that cold water. Like that snook was a little lethargic.
Yep, most definitely.
These guys right here. Got that net, Jake? Come on, Jake, do something.
Jake from State Farm. Come on, boy. Mine was bigger than yours.
Yeah, I know, man. I was afraid of that when I hooked him. I was like, ah, he's not as big as Todd.
He's still a good fish,
Yeah,
though.
good
He's,
fish.
he's probably close to slot, over slot.
Ah, he's got a head on him, dude.
No, that's a good
big
one.
fish, a good one.
That's a bigger fish than I thought.
There you go. Give it the credit it's due, Todd.
I am.
Chill out, buddy. We'll get you back.
Good one, dude.
Yeah, it is.
All day.
All day, every day.
On the slacker.
Mm-hmm. And hailed it.
He ran with it for a minute, too. I'm going to cut him loose. Yeah, buddy.
There you go.
Finally. So that makes it that we're tied, Todd.
Yeah, we are.
We're tied.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm still losing.
I'm gonna get a picture of this one.
Well,
Jake.
you're
Todd's
just
back.
you're a loser.
You're a loser.
Thanks,
Let's get this guy back.
Get your phone, Jake.
Oh, that one just got thought. Oh, Todd hit it.
No, that was me.
Golly, Todd.
Come on.
Look at you, man. Dude, look at the shoulders on that fish.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Good to go. All right, dude. So that was the spot when we came in. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even gonna say normally. I don't fish this spot. This was right under the birds. I was moving out and Todd goes, man, let's try like right under the birds. And that was my first cast. So I'll give you that. Todd knows some things.
Every once in a while, I'll come
gets
up with
lucky.
something. I get lucky. But that's what I was talking about. That's the key thing is looking for things that are different. You always want to see if you can find things that stand out a little bit differently than the rest of the area around here. Because I'm looking around and I'm not seeing any other trees with a lot of birds in them. And this particular area has a lot of birds. There's bird poop, everything that I talked about before. So having an understanding, looking at your surroundings is huge. And when we were leaving, I told him, I said, go left, go towards those birds. I want to see if there's anything over there. And we didn't even look. We just set up and we started fishing. And sure enough, Shannon got that fish. Now, Shannon, what'd you catch that on?
That was on the bigger slacker than the one you're using. The
Okay.
tan one.
Okay. The 1/8 ounce.
Yep.
But what kind of bait were you using?
That was a belly hook pinfish with the tail cut off.
Okay. Belly hook pinfish with the tail cut off. So I'm using cut bait. Jake from State Farm, what are you using? Huh?
Pinfish with tail cut off.
Pinfish with tail cut off. So we're trying different things, but we're starting to catch them. It's warm. I need to take this stuff off, but anyway. Well, folks, that was a fun short trip. Shannon and I caught fish.
Yeah, I mean, they say he's my kid. I'm not sure.
He's almost worse than a Nannerman. Nannerman has some trouble, but
I mean, I would
Jake.
expect him to catch more fish.
yeah, I mean, at least he had a chance. But anyway, we had a great day. Hopefully you learned something about what we look for when we're fishing the flats or fishing the mangroves. The things that we look for when we're out there and you saw that we caught fish in those spots that we were talking about. So that's one thing you want to pay attention to. I'll have Captain William Shannon Wise information in the description below. Like I said, I've known him for 20 plus years. I refer a lot of trips to him.
You were like, when we met, you were like this tall.
Yeah, I know. I was much younger than you were. I mean, you're the old fart of the group.
Dude,
but
tell me about it.
anyway, thanks for taking me out,
thank
guys.
you, bro.
Appreciate it. And fish more, catch more. See you on the flip side.